as pulmonus. اسمعوا كده pulmonary disease. فده الاكسبريشن بتاع pulmonus يعني lungs. Which are the chief respiratory organs. But first of all, what about the contents of your thoracic cage؟ يعني بتقولي ريبس وورونا ريبس، مش عايز، انما عايز اتخيل thoracic cage which is formed by some bones sternum anteriorly and part of the vertebral column dorsally, which are the 12 thoracic vertebrae, and on the other side we have 12 ribs. This is named thoracic cage. Barrel shaped, عامله زي البرميل. What do you expect about its contents؟ ايه محتويات؟ thoracic cage. Yes. One, two. Just two structures. One lung on either side, and each one is enclosed inside its balloon. What is the balloon? Pleura. مش pleura, pleura. That's right. Any organs, any tissues, any structures, rather than the two lungs will occupy a mid position. هيكون مين ده؟
Heart.
Heart. What else? صفر عشان قلنا heart. ايه تاني؟ ايه تاني غير الهارت؟ Vessels either arising or ending in the heart. What is arising? Aorta. مش غيره. What is ending in your heart? Veins. What is this vein?
Superior vena cava.
Vena cava. Whatever superior, SVC. Whatever inferior is, IVC. Inferior vena cava. Excellent. So this is the major vessels. But also we have another trunk arising from the right ventricle. Don't forget pulmonary trunk to convey the reduced blood to the lungs. So this is the connection. What else? We have the return of the oxygenated blood from the lungs back to the left atrium, which are in pulmonary veins. So by the way, all arteries in your body contain oxygenated blood except one. Pulmonary artery. Contain reduced blood. The reverse. All veins of your body contain reduced blood except one group. Also again pulmonary, but they are pulmonary veins. Convey oxygenated blood from the lungs back to the back of the heart, which is the left atrium. What else? More than heart and the big vessels in between the two lungs. Bronchi, the trachea and the two bronchi. What else? Lymph nodes. Excellent. Lymphatics and the lymph nodes. What else?
There's the
Esophagus. To pass the total length of the thoracic cage and perforate the diaphragm to end our stomach. حد يقدر يستغنى عنه؟ حبيبنا ده. مصبي ومش مصبي بقى. What else? قلت lymphatics وقلنا blood vessels. What other supply? Nerves. Don't forget nerves. What major nerve run to the organs?
pulmonary
Plexuses. Excellent. Organs are not supplied by somatic nerves. They are supplied by plexuses. And these plexuses is formed by two components. Both are against each other. انت هتعمل يمين انا هعمل شمال. مين الاثنين دولت؟ Excellent. Sympathetic and parasympathetic. So this is the total contents of the thoracic cavity. Two major components. Lungs, one on either side. Each one includes within its payload, which is pleura, and the remaining structures, which are heart, big vessels, big nerves, plexuses, lymphatics and lymph nodes, and the tubes like esophagus, like tracheobronchial tube. Oh, these structures are acquiring the mid position in between the two lungs and are described as mediastinum. That's right? So, if we see this figure, in the content of the thoracic cage, one lung on the other side included in its pleural sac, and we are removing part of this pleura to explore the lung inside it. And the remaining contents of the thorax occupy a mid position in between, and they are described totally as mediastinum. So what is mediastinum? All structures inside the thorax rather than lungs and the pleura. Heart, blood vessels, lymphatics, nerves, tubes, and so on. That's right? First of all, you should know what curriculum you need as dentistry in anatomy in the second semester, inshallah. We will cover thorax, but as regards major organs, lung and the pleura, and heart, big vessels. That's right? But in a brief. And then we will shift for abdomen to get major organs, inshallah, with some embryological background of your body. That's right? So, as regards the lung, what about its shape? What do you expect? Pyramidal? Suppose that you are taking, and this maneuver, we are making it in the canvas, in the DR, dissecting room. You are making decavitation. Suppose that you are removing the mediastinum totally and they make approach of the two lungs to each other. What shape? Simulating that structure put on your head in celebrations. اللي بيسموه ايه؟ الكون. ها؟ صح كده؟ So, both lungs simulate a complete cone. So divide this cone, so single lung is half of a cone. Still it has apex and base and two surfaces. One covered by the ribs all around, so it is named what? Rib-related surface. Ribs in Latin is named costal. So that surface which is convex is named costal surface. And the cut surface here become related to the side of the mediastinum. So it is named mediastinal surface. Between surfaces and base, we have borders. One border separating the base from the two surfaces is circular. So it is named inferior border. You see? And the two surfaces are separate from each other from the front and from the back. So this one is named anterior border and the other one is named posterior border. That's right? So we'll come again for the first slide. And as we see, this is the lungs, and each one is half of a cone. It has apex and base, and two surfaces, and three borders. What about the color of the lungs?
Pink.
Pink. لا طهنت. All of us will visit the DR, and will be surprised prized. And the color of these lungs, our lungs, become like this. Not عباية like, huh? إنما نسميها dark gray or black color. Yes. Due to the bad environmental level.
Smoking.
But actually, we are born by these lungs with this color. You see? It is pink in color. Pink. A newborn. الطفل لسه مولود. يقول عليه newborn. Its lungs لأنه لسه مش عاقل. Its lungs are pink in color. What happens? The position of the carbon particles located in the environment make it black. أو حد يجي يقول لي بقى for the first visit this lung for a smoker مش شرط. Sufficient our environment to make it black due to the position of the carbon particles. But smoking will add for the more carbon particle to be deposited in the lung tissue. Normal adult lung, if you can catch it, كلنا هنمسكها ونحسها. What about its feeling? Spongy. And if you press on this spongy-like tissue, you will see air coming outside. But in the fetus, what is fetus? Unborn baby. Excellent. Excellent. لأن قلت من شوية newborn. Newborn, the baby after birth. But the fetus, the one before birth. Its lungs, not spongy. The same feeling of liver, soft tissue. It has no air inside. What is the value of these 2 points? You hear all of us about the illegal pregnancy. Illegal pregnancy. And she wanted to cover about this problem. When she get the baby, she killed the newborn and pushed it. This killed the baby discovered as a crime, and we can put this female accused or not accused. She informed us that the baby actually born dead and not killed. What about your key? ايه المفتاح بتاعك؟ لاحظ حاجة اسمها فورنسيك ميديسن، الطب الشرعي. أنا اشتغلت فترة في الطب الشرعي ده. وأنا بعمل الدكتوراه بتاعتي كنت بروح أعمل أبحاث هناك كده في منتهى البساطة. Any cadaver after this will be supposed for a matter of dissection. طبعا حاجة هرب بصراحة يعني. يعني مش الدايسكشن اللي احنا بنعمله ده حاجة تانية يعني مزرعة بصراحة. لكن في النيوبورن for illegal pregnancy we just make open thorax and detach one of the 2 lungs and extract it and put it in a container of water. بمنتهى البساطة ياخدوا اللنج بتاعت البيبي ويرموها في جردل ميه كده. حاجة من اتنين، لو كانت عاملة زي الليفر وسقطت في الأرضية صدقت وتمشي على طول. صدقت. She is okay. If this lung sink in the bottom, okay, go back for your room. إنما this lung floating on the surface, she is alive. That's right. So she killed the baby after he is born alive. Understand? عظيم. طيب ببساطة. هذا بالشرح.
فهمت احنا؟ في جزء بس في الأطفال ولا في كل الناس؟
دي لسه الرئة ما شمت الأكسجين لأنه مات جوة بطن أمه جوة بطن أمه تنفس ما بيتنفس جوه. هو بيقول
What's this figure?
هياخد ريحة الطاقة لو هو بيتنفس
Radiogram.
زي ما قالت نفس
Radiogram for thorax. Radiogram. I described the idea of radiogram before. You remember?
Dense tissue.
Yeah. High density tissues make an obstacle for the beam of X-ray. That's right, which come to the paper or the film of the X-ray. Actually, the film is coming with this color, white color. The tissues with high density make obstruction or obstacle against the passage of this beam. So making the related area on the film is still white. Like what? Bones.
The color.
You see ribs. So this is the ribs. Okay? No need to know everything about ribs. But see here, this is the bones. Drawing themselves. The second tissue is heart. But actually not heart. The blood tissue. Because we have high density of cells. Millions of cells. And which part of the cardiovascular system contain a large amount of blood is the heart. So the heart making a shadow for it is still white. But lungs, it is air containing. So give passage for the beam of X-ray making it dark. أكنها حرقتها يعني. So this is radiogram for the thorax. A mid-line cone-shaped shadow which is white in color is the heart. So this one is the left border, this is the right border of the heart, and this is the apex of the heart, and this is the diaphragm. And on either side we have the dark shadow of the lung. One large and one narrow. Which is narrow?
The
Left side, you see? And this one is the right one. Again, we have apex. And this apex actually is directed upwards and is located not in the thorax.
neck.
Not in the thorax. Lung, it is a thoracic organ, as we see. Lung is a thoracic organ. You see, lungs is intrathoracic organ, except the apex. It is located in the neck. Excellent. Located in the root of the neck. That's right. Above the level of first rib, above the level of the clavicle itself, by half an inch. So actually, barrel-shaped thoracic cage, which is formed by sternum anteriorly removed, and vertebral column posteriorly, and the ribs on either side, it has two openings. One lower and one upper. These openings are named inlet and outlet. What is the inlet? It's the upper one, which connects the thorax with the neck. What about the outlet? Which is semi-separated, not totally, from the abdominal cavity by diaphragm. So this is inlet and this is outlet. The apex of the lung projects above the inlet of the thorax by half an inch above the medial 1/3 of the clavicle. So is it a good position for it? Yes. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala خلق فسوى. Everything is correct. That's right. لكن بقية اللنج is more protected rather than the apex. يعني كل اللنج is fully protected inside the thoracic cage and within the pleural sac. But about the apex, project above this protection. So it will get an extra protection in the root of the neck. It has a special cover, we will see it later inshallah. That's right. What about the base? Resting where? As we see.
diaphragm.
Resting on the upper dome-shaped upper surface of the diaphragm. So, this is the base adapted to the upper convex surface of the diaphragm. So what is the description of the base? Is concave. To what structure is it related? Diaphragm. And diaphragm separates the base of the lung from what? Abdominal organs. On the right side, what organ?
The liver.
Liver. Which part of the liver?
Roof.
Right loop of the liver. What structure below the base of the left lung?
The stomach.
Left copula of diaphragm separate it mainly from stomach. What else? Spleen. What else? The left kidney. What else? The left smaller loop of the liver. So simply, the right lung is related to single organ, which is the right loop of the liver. But the left side is related to what? SKL. What is S? Stomach and kidney and spleen, and still we have left loop of the liver. That's right? That's why you can catch two lungs for the same person, and you can look for the difference of the base of the both lungs, and you can see this one right and this one left, only from the base. Which is more concave?
The
Right one or left one?
The right one.
Left
Ah.
one. Left one.
Who can say right? Which will be more roomy or concave? The base of the right lung or the base of the left lung?
left lung.
This is
Left
right.
دكتور في
Large loop.
Yeah.
What you expect about the size of the liver? Size of liver or weight? 1.5 kilograms. The largest gland in our body. And we have right loop is the largest. And they may reach the liver up to 1.8 kilograms. So, the right copula of the diaphragm is more higher than the left copula. So the base of the right lung is more roomy, more concave. Surfaces. One surface was related for the ribs, as we see. So what about its character? Is it concave or convex?
The ribs.
Surface.
Convex.
It is,
Convex.
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 convex. Because it is related to the concavity of the ribs. That's right. And even you will see the fingerprints, the prints of the ribs on this surface. هتشوف؟ That's why fracture ribs ده اللي يهمني بقى. If there is car accident or boxing يا احمد شويه بوكس كده وبالتالي لقيت اللي قدامك ده مسك صدر. So there is fracture of rib. Fracture of ribs is so dangerous. The sharp fractured end will make damage or injury for the most important structure located, which is pleura and lung tissue. What happens? Air will become running outside the lung to occupy the surface, making what? Compression for the lung, collapse of the lung. That's right. That's why fracture rib should be manipulated perfectly. So this is the costal surface. What features or more features you can see? You can see these separations, fissures. You remember longitudinal gaps or lines in the wall? Introduction of human anatomy. لما بنلاقي كده ايه شروخ في الحيطان، شروخ. خلاص كده؟ تصدع. The longitudinal lines give passage for light. That's right. So they are named fissures. How many fissures we have here? 2 on the right, 1 on the left. You see? 1 oblique, and this extra one is horizontal. So how many loops do we have? 3 on the right,
2 on the
and
left.
1 on the left, and 2 on the left. They are named superior, and the middle and the inferior loops, and these ones are named superior and the inferior loops. So this is a costal surface. The last surface is the medial one, which is medial or mediastinal surface, whatever. As we see, this surface is carrying a very important area. This area is a vital port or entry or exit for the lung. Without it, no way this lung to go on, which is named hilum of the lung. Each organ contains this port. Liver, it has area for entry and the exit structure serving this organ. It is named porta hepatis. For the spleen, hilum of the spleen. For the kidney, hilum of the kidney, and so on. So this area, which allows passage of structures to and from the lung, is named hilum of the lung, which is located on what surface?
Medial.
Medial, excellent. So this hilum, which is located on the medial surface, simulating that, divides the medial surface into 2 parts. One related to the mediastinum and one related smaller to the vertebral column. So totally is medial, containing hilum, dividing the medial into mediastinal and the vertebral part of the medial surface. Who can guess the structures run to the lung or get outside through the lung? Pulmonary artery, pulmonary veins, and the bronchs. Simply, you are putting the function of the lung in your mind, which is exchange. That's right. So, what is the material you will act on it? Blood. What this blood is reduced blood. So this one, which is blue in color, excellent. It is carrying reduced blood, which is pulmonary artery. You see, it is the only artery containing non-oxygenated blood. So this is the pulmonary artery. Run to the inside of the lung, and then we will meet the air, which conveyed to the lung through this tube, which is coming from the trachea, but divided at the level of the lower border of the manubrium of sterni into 2 parts, right bronchus and the left bronchus. This right bronchus enters the lung by 2 parts, upper and lower branches. So they are named bronchi, superior and inferior lobar bronchus. Why? It will supply air to the different lobes. That's right. This one supplies the air for the upper lobe, and this one supplies air for the middle and the inferior lobe. So they are named lobar bronchus. The end result of the exchange, carbon dioxide get rid or come outside the blood, and the oxygen become linked, and the return is highly oxygenated blood, will be carried by the red-colored vessels, but they are named veins. One superior and one inferior pulmonary veins, which come outside the lung to reach the left atrium. So simply, we have 3 major structures What these three major structures? Number one, we have three major structures. We have bronchus. شايفينها؟ This is bronchus. One supply the upper lobe named superior lobar bronchus. The one supply middle and inferior lobar bronchus. What about their position? Mid position is the hilum or anterior or posterior position? Most posterior. What is the character if you put your fingers in these
Cartilage.
structures?
Cartilage.
Excellent. Its wall is hard or firm due to the presence of cartilage. يبقى كلنا, all of us, will locate the three major structures, which is more posterior, which is firm in consistency, is
bronchus.
bronchus. But Ahmed C, or find the name is so difficult for him. What about the relation of the two bronchi to the artery? As we see, this one is located above the level of the artery. You see? And this one is located below the level of the artery. So anatomical names. This one is named arterial bronchus. يعني ايه؟ يعني البرونكس اللي فوق مستوى الارتري. بدل ما تقولي instead of saying the superior lobar bronchus, no, it will be described as arterial bronchus. The other one, instead of saying middle inferior lobar bronchus, you will say hip, H-I-P, hip arterial bronchus. يا تقب يا تهب. كان في فيلم كده زمان يقول لك يا تقب يا تهب. اسمه ايه؟ اب وهب. اب arterial والهب hip arterial bronchus. The second structure in between the two bronchi and occupying a mid position is the pulmonary artery. The most anterior, the most inferior, the most anterior near to the anterior border, the most inferior near to the base are pulmonary veins. So this one is named superior and this one is named inferior pulmonary veins. Is there other structures inside the hilum? Nerves, excellent. Lymph nodes.
There's ligament.
Nerves and ligaments. Nerves and lymphatics. What else? Blood vessels. Doctor, you mentioned blood vessels. No, this blood vessel serving the function. But what about the source of the blood supply for the lung tissue and the tree, or bronchial tree itself?
Bronchial artery.
Bronchial vessels. So we have other three minor structures, which are bronchial vessels, bronchial arteries and veins. They are so small. They are running in relation to the wall of the bronchi. If you see, this is bronchial artery and bronchial vein. Supply the bronchial tree and the alveolar tissue itself. And even the visceral layer of the pleura. And then we have pulmonary plexuses. You remember sympathetic and the parasympathetic? What is the value of these two systems? Either act on the tracheobronchial tree or the blood vessels. Vasoconstriction and vasodilation, and the bronchial tree either dilate or narrow. During muscular exercise, you are need for what? Dilatation. What structure or what part of the autonomic nervous system acting? Autonomic sympathetic, dominating. During sleep, you are need for dilatation? No. That's right, and so on. So, the last structure is the lymph nodes, which is served for all. So they are named bronchopulmonary lymph nodes. So the hilum is a major area, contain three major and the three minor structures. The three major serving the function of the lung and the 3 minus structure
Nutrition.
serving for the nutrition and supply of the land. So, last point I will inform you about it. The area is named highland. But imagine that you get these tubes in and out, and you catch it away from the highland. They are named what? Root of the lung. So you should discriminate between two descriptions. What is root? What is highland? The structures are the same, but highland is the area through which the structure forming the root run. That's right? So the group of the 6 structures, whatever 3 major and 3 minors, this block is named root, but the area passing through it is named
Hilum.
Hilum of the lung. Thank you very much. Complete إن شاء الله. المحاضرة الثانية بتاعتكم يبقى يوم 4
يوم الثلاث.
الثلاث صح.
بس دحين في لاب